2125, I was on a mining colony on Mars. Just a quiet backwater facility among the stars. And then one day I was minding my own business. I was mining my own ore. And there he was, space asshole, in a truck flying off a ridge. Space asshole, smashing through a bridge. And as he landed out came his hammer, smashed my boss right in the face. Space asshole, planting charges left and right. Space asshole, all he does is annihilate and fight. I didn't sign up for this, I just wanted to get away somewhere remote. Just a place where I could earn myself a day's pay without being smote. But every time I think it's safe, every time I think it's calm, I'm wrong. Space asshole, hammers swinging, buildings falling down. Space asshole, laying waste to this entire town. Now all the rest are dead. Space asshole has prevailed. Only I am left alive to tell the tale of space asshole. Comes out of nowhere to destroy. Space asshole, wanting carnage is all he can enjoy. Space asshole, in a truck flying off a ridge. Space asshole, smashing through a bridge. Space asshole, space asshole, space asshole, he's the space asshole.
Hello, hello, Kalu Kalay. As you can see, I am maxing on space maxing, as they might say. There we go. I don't know how every single time I end up doing this space stuff, I always end up as a fat trucker. But maybe it's just my calling. Maybe that's the dream of every man, is to become a space trucker, a fat space trucker. So, welcome to 0 Hour Squadron, a game about going into space and shooting aliens. Oh goodness, I just had dinner. It was very good. Sorry for the late stream today. I woke up Well, to be honest, here's how this works. Woke up very early this morning because I needed to go to the store. So I went to the store with my mother, and it was a very long time, and it was very tiring. And I got home, and then got into a 3-hour prolonged shit-flinging contest with a bunch of retards. After that occurred, I proceeded to leave, and I said, I'm going to lay down for a minute, and then I laid down for 3 hours. So, yeah, here I am now. I made dinner. I had rice. Good old rice. I had some teriyaki chicken. What kind of style of shit flinging? People getting unreasonably mad over way people worded things and jingle jangle jangle, putting a fucking phone in someone's pocket, and then everyone just getting mad at one another because I talked about Daggerheart. Daggerheart was a collective mistake, and now the video is done, and I never have to talk about Daggerheart ever again. See, this is the best part about those videos. I want you all to know. The best part about both of those videos is that I never have to talk about Daggerheart, and I never have to talk about D&D 5e ever again. That is the best part. Yes, exactly. It's even better when you realize about probably over half of them did not speak English as their first language, but it was entirely in English. We were dealing with some top quality shit flinging. I love it. I love Europeans. I love Israelis. I love everyone. I love everyone getting mad at one another. It's truly intoxicating. But welcome to literally a ESL moment. Yes. Let's see, what did I do this weekend? Worked on this, got a lot done inadvertently. Then I watched Nenkin Alice. For those who don't know, Nenkin Alice is a VTuber I've been following. I've been following a VTuber. Her name is Nenkin Alice. This is Nenkin Alice. She is a very funny. She is a VTuber. She is a VTuber who is going to die in 365 days. That's the gimmick. She is going to cease to exist in 365 days. And it's an interesting enough premise to talk about that I'm curious of what the plan is there. I watched her debut streams, both of them. I realized me and Jaeger actually were talking about it, and we realized oh yeah, it's the Honest Annis. That is what she legitimately cited as inspiration. From what I understood, from what we managed to get, she is independently wealthy. She quadrupled, to give you an idea, she bought GME. She bought a lot of GME when it was going on and made a fuck ton of money there. And then bought AMC and made a fuck ton of money there. Apparently she was day trading at at 6 digits for a while there. Yes, day trading at 6 fucking digits. Because we realized that we were thinking, oh, it's this this manager that's kind of been always there. This is a big production. It's kind of maybe a Niji girl who's trying to ride out her contract. There's a few things that could be going on here. And it was oh, all right, fine, okay, cool. But then when she started talking about it, being yeah, no, she is a legitimate fucking very wealthy person, and if she did well on the Bed Bath & Beyond, pump and dump, she could have been a millionaire by now. And I was holy shit. It was holy shit. So yeah, she funded like a really high quality model. She's got custom music, custom animations. She's got a bunch of these things. It's really fascinating. There's two problems. Is one, she's not very confident already, and this is clearly, I think, her first time in front of a camera kind of thing, VTuber or not. So she's a little not very confident in herself, which does so because she's trying to put on the she's trying to put on the anime girl voice. You know, the anime girl voice. She's trying to do that. And it's that's like a, all right, maybe that's not gonna vibe well. Hopefully she finds her footing there. The other thing is, it's she breaks kayfabe a lot, and this entire project is really about kayfabe. Because the entire premise, the entire pitch is that it's a magical girl who has been going real hard. It's a magical girl who keeps going back in time, and she's burnt out the last bit of time she has left, and she has 1 year left to live. At the end of it all, she's going to die. And I'm like, that is a really unique premise, but it's also one of those things where you have to keep the kayfabe up 24/7. That is like, any comment she makes, anything she says, anything she does has to be with that kayfabe on, and she breaks it a lot. And that is if it was literally just, I am a VTuber girl, hee hee hoo hoo, I have 1 year, I'm going to be graduating in 1 year, honest the VTuber. Fine, cool, like, big, that could work. But she needs to, how do I want to word this? She needs to pick it up. She needs to understand what she's put down. That makes sense. And I think a lot of people are either going to get really, really invested in that, or they are going to get really turned off by the fact that she's not keeping that kayfabe up as much. But that is, I guess that is the problem with having a really, I would say, overly high concept, if that makes sense. Yeah, she needs to stay in character. No, of course, always, random always off-brand conversations. It's 11:30. It's about 11 o'clock right now, and I've got a full cup of coffee. Like, we're only having productive conversation. Let's see what else. What else is going on? Oh yeah, April 1st happened. April 1st. I fucking hate April 1st, by the way. I hate April Fools. It is never. It's the worst thing imaginable because no one is actually doing anything productive. The thing is, it's always hard to get a good grip on things because you never get a good idea, like, is this a serious announcement or is this a joke? And it's really hard to get some of them sometimes. And I know Patreon, like, I think a bunch of these porn sites did like a big thing about being acquired by Patreon, and a bunch of people lost money because everyone unsubscribed from their Patreon. Yeah, I ended up doing what what I've been trying to do every year. Of course, we have the we were sold to the Crystal Cafe today at the April 1st thread. The Amateur Game Design Cafe, sponsored by Crystal.cafe. And as you can tell, I've made sure to refer to everybody as Crystal Sisters. Hello, Crystal Sisters. It's okay, Crystal Sisters. We're all gonna make it. It's It's a website for women by women, and because they bought us out, we're going to have to appeal to our new feminine overlords. We should slay queens instead of go kings now. There was also the Yotsuba Stock Exchange. Here, let me you gotta do this. This is the Yotsuba Stock Exchange. Ended up getting $460 worth of gachi. I made pretty good money on my gachi. But as you see, I made my bank in LOL this morning. Made all my money there, and then proceeded to buy gachi. I missed gachi when it was $1. It was over when I realized that I missed gachi at $1. It was the saddest experience of my life, and I will never financially recover from this. But as you see, I am $460 into gachi. Everyone invested gachi last minute, always. But that's that. That's life. Very quiet stuff. Oh yeah, I should talk about space game. So determine what the core system is going to be. We kind of talked about that last week. I have a very basic idea of how I want to end up doing things. As for lore stuff, because lore, oh no, there's a bunch of super aliens called the Xian. The Xian were, tyrant space gods who had mastery over 5D space. What's 5D space? Well, of course, that's the 5th dimension, spiritual power. However, we also have Biff Huntington. Biff Huntington was a spaceman space, who wanted to have sex with women. That is his entire modus operandi. He is he is effectively space rants. I think it was peaceful. That was until the Zote Nation attacked. Yes, Biff Huntington turned into space rants. And space rants, yeah. Space Rance's entire gimmick is that he made a lot of money because he just slept with a bunch of people, and he just took over the galaxy because everyone was like, yeah, we like you more than we like anyone else ruling the galaxy. And that and his 56 children. And then, oh no, the dynasty. We need to continue it for 350 years. The Huntington Dynasty has ruled the galaxy from Yggdrasil. Emperors and empresses stripping back their own power in favor of more lavish, decadent court life. Yes, it's as you can see, but as of course, Catman gets shot and killed. The race for the galaxy, the problem of what's going on. 56 laughs and Genghis Khan. Yes, however, fledgling investor. Yes, it's over. One of the big things is that in the race for the galaxy, of course, we have technological innovations, and it broke it up into like, oh, industrial stuff, stellark stuff, civilian technology of like who is rich, who is not, Jean Tech, otherwise known as 5D space. The big things is like, this is the basic dogmas of how tech should work in the setting. Oh no, modern medicine fixes most problems in life. Oh no, you've had your arm blown off? Space malaria. You have laserium. Oh no, I have space malaria? You have laserium. It's kind of the idea like, yeah, you can die still, but on the other hand, as long as, like, space disease isn't as interesting, so you just have laserium to fix yourself getting from space malaria. But what is laserium? Laserium's a shot that you can get, and it'll fix you up immediately. People are the greatest flaw in technology. No matter perfect, amazing, or impossibly detailed a piece of tech is, a person can be used to break, manipulate, or ruin it. Ships fight man-to-man, of course. Iron men and iron ships never left our spirit. They are giant ships about throwing each other, throwing it at one another. Also, we have space manly, space cadet manly. Not exactly the most intricate one, but I felt very proud about getting his helmet right. And of course, technology is convenient, but never the answer. Generally speaking, there is never a tool or job or clicking a button to solve any major problems. People solve problems. Technology makes it easy, solving those problems a lot easier. And weaponry is far better than armor. That's kind of the basic gist there. Question: why do sci-fi where medicine is not magic? No one did it before. It's kind of the idea. What I was wanting to. How do I want to word it? The idea was that it's supposed to be pulpy adventure. It's not really real, but it's just fun. Like, that's kind of the idea. And I didn't want people getting caught up being like, well, actually, if you went to another planet, you would have caught space malaria and die within 20 minutes because I'm actually... No. That's literally it, is like, yeah, hey, I've gotten my arm blown off. It's not like, congratulations, you're crippled for life and you will never recover. No, you would just get a shot of Laserium and then get a cybernetic enhancement. What is cybernetics? Doesn't really matter. That's kind of the idea. It is... It is literally kind of a... I am deliberately going for a pulpy thing, so I don't really want it to people to get really caught up on that. Yeah, shut up, space medicine. Yeah, that's literally the idea. Shut up, space medicine. Which has always been the concept. Laserium is spread across multiple, for example, multiple of my games. You can find Laserium across a lot of my games, because Laserium is the be-all, end-all, fix the problem up immediately. Kind of then I started going over the races. There's a lot of different races. There's 169 unique species throughout the galaxy. As a kind of a brief rundown of the ones I've got so far. Amazons. Amazons are Amazonian, 3-meter tall women who kill you while having sex with you. They have a 25% casualty rate among humans. However, a 74% traumatization rate. I was kind of put names in because I realized names are very important. Hence, I was like, hey, yeah, here's some ways to make names. Hence why Amazons are single syllable given names, adopted names, and then, family names. Dactyls are bird people. They're a bunch of bird people who get really autistic about things. That's it. That's their gimmick, is that they're autistic and can fly. Grentic are little shapeshifters. Nobody likes them. They have mastery over third-dimensional space, which is the idea is that they can control their body perfectly. The Gray Men and the Mechanites, kind of like, hey, what happened here? Generally speaking, the Xion invented a super AI named Adam. Adam was the smartest, or the artificial deterministic operating machine, was the perfect intelligence, and it achieved nirvana and then killed itself because, like, life doesn't have any meaning anymore because I achieved the perfect meaning of it. So they ended up just neutering it and creating the Gray Men, who are all the same person effectively, and then a bunch of mechanites who are just AI uploaded to robot bodies. Gray Men accounting may be named Numbers, while a mechanite doctor may go by John McDaniels III because they felt like it. That's it. And yes, Biff did have sex with his literal robot Joy because he could. Just don't call it. It's less jarring if you do it Star Trek way. Just don't rise. It's kind of the idea, like, I wanted to bring it up because I thought about it and was like, there's a bunch of different... People are going to talk about it, be like, yeah, there isn't any problems like that. It's just space medicine. That's it. Just space medicine. Yeah, his dick has been in places no man has gone before. Humans, obviously. The entire idea of humans is that that there isn't really any real humans because there are two origins. There is Manon and Hume. They are on opposite sides of the galaxy. And no one really knows where humans came from. They think they might have come from both, or neither. They are also one of the biggest problems is that all human DNA is kind of fucked, because People kept having sex with aliens, and because they kept having sex with aliens, there is no real human DNA anymore. It's all a genetic fucking soup. And then a Hylic. Hylics have sixth sense because they grew up on a horrible desert world. That suck, and they're like, oh, they have this uncanny sixth sense, but on the other hand, they're also kind of weird because they like playing to that. They have, subcultures, speed freaks, gentlemen junkies, and hollows. Sociopathic Hylics whose danger sense is mutated into killer instinct. They are fast lovers, hardy fighters, and often protagonists of a number of action movies that see production. It's kind of the idea is Hylics are the natural protagonists. They have bright red skin, and they are the natural protagonists of the world. And they know it, and they like it. Arasa ended up as, like, originally, like, they were like, oh, well, we are space. Yeah, they're like, it's Asari. So I'm like, okay, I'm like, kind of like what Asari are. Generally, they ended up changing a little bit because they just became psychic vampires. They just got upturned from a medieval society into a spacefaring one where they link to procreate. On the other hand, drained emotional states and outright deaths among those weak of will and mind. They have various different hues. They pretty much try to just find people and eat their soul, their psychic sense, because that's who they are. 3 Arasa consorts bearing a number of children to the Emperor. Each described him as overwhelming in various states of passion. It did not help they were all sisters. Arasa changed their name. So you have elegant ones like Songbird Sweet Kiss, but less subtle Arasa like Fill Me Up On. That's the entire joke with them, is that they have, like, they're very direct at what they want. Imagine having an itch that one in the middle of your back that's annoying, you can't reach it. Yeah, almost dying because scratches hit that itch for us. Yeah, that's kind of the idea of it. Yeah, the best way to think about naming the Arasa would be stage names. And it's just like, yeah, because they just want to get that high. They want that emotional high. They want to eat your psychic soul because that's how they get, effectively, how they get off. Kajin, the entire idea is that female catmen are giant, horrifying, terribly strong people that can fight toe-to-toe with the dumbest in Amazon and come out on top. They run the largest super consortium in the galaxy, and men hate them because they're fucking terrified. Naturally, without desire to risk even the slightest chance of having a free birth, many Kajin men start homosexual relationships with others rather than risk the chance of a female Kajin being born. Better to be top of the pride than risk being stuck in the breeding pits of Kata and killed for underperformance. Yes, there we go. And they have descriptive name: Broken Claw, Riz, Big Chest, Bara, of course. Acceptable names. That's the entire thing. And then Krillians. Krillians are just, hey, we have a incredibly valuable resource in our 3 little planets called Krillium. You need it for spaceships, so we are become effectively catastrophic hyper-capitalists because that's what we like doing. Yeah, just like they have. Personally, I intend to be flashy and exciting, with Trade House signature as their last name. Yennefer Clagar or Jazz Hands O'Clept would be 2 examples. Generally speaking, kind of going down the list of what still needs to be done. The Lali anyway are pretty much going to be similar to the Arasa in a way, is that they're psychics who have an uncanny sense of adapting to situations, and generally speaking, they found out that, hey, if we just mimic looking young, people tend to like us more. They're just very fucking old though. That's the joke, is that they're incredibly old but look very young. And they don't die. Mantodians. These are the Mantis women. It's just going to be one giant meme for them. I did make a call to do the idea that the Mel and Xenobe and the Curators are all going to be the same species, just different variations of that species. I thought that would be interesting. They're just like, you're all weird, you're all weird genetic creations. And first planet to make $1 trillion. So like humans and Germans. I guess the best way to think about it would be it would be like Poland, for example. In Poland, you have two very distinct groups. You have very brutish, terrifying people and femboys. You very rarely you'll get the educated one. That's the entire thing with the Mel, Xenobe, and Curators, is that they're legitimately all the same species. They can perfectly procreate with one another. They can't really do it outside, very rarely anyway. Just the idea that when you're born, there's kind of a 33, there's effectively like a 95% chance you'll either be Mel or Xenobe. Doesn't really matter what, you'll just be one of those two. Or you have a small chance of being a Curator. And I kind of gave what their Mel thing was going to be, is that they're just going to add bonus to their rhetoric and mentat, because they're just better at it. And that's going to be kind of the idea with them, is that they're very uncomfortable to be around, but also very comfortable at the same time, because they're just perfect gene soldiers to be perfect that way. Mutorians are going to worship Space Jesus, Raptor God. The Omaba, pretty simple stuff. Generally speaking, I have an idea. Generally speaking, rest of these I feel pretty confident about writing. It's just going to take time to write them. And I need to, once I hit my stride, I'll end up writing it pretty fast. Currently, as of right now, we are at about 6,000 words. Not too much. Yeah, about 6,000 words. We can probably do. If I were to be a betting man, probably at the end of this. Not that a bit too many though. Only a few will be the major species. These are kind of the idea for all of these. I'm like, you know what? I just want 20 species, 20 solid species to give everyone an idea of the major players. And what I also want to do is I also want to give people a couple examples to say, hey, you want to do something outside of this? You want to play one of the other 149 different species out there? You totally can. It's just, this is how you make a species. This is all you do. You just assign 3 points among your stats, get a really basic ability, which generally speaking, I'm going to give here's a handful of very basic abilities to do. And then give them some basic lore. It doesn't really matter what else to do. I am not remembering all of those. Don't worry, I will be reiterating it into the character creation section, where, again, they are going to be broken down into, here's, a sentence of what they are. They're just, all it is just pulp. That's all these are. They're just supposed to be pulpy species that do things in case you want to have something fun. And, generally speaking, I kind of want to most of these are just humans of some variety. Ilex are just red humans. Humans are human humans. Then you get the weird ones, but generally speaking, they're pretty simple stuff. And I generally kept it as simple as possible. Let's see. What do we want to do next? Actually, yeah, so we start actually, no, we'll do, Twilight War, Three-Wing Rangers. Yes, 1PL will be the Space Master, who will act as arbiter of events and narrate the situation before for the Rangers. No, Remember Rangers, real heroes share. 8-sided die. So, insert horizontal line. mat. Oh, you can click that button. We want to do personal and stellar. Personal scale is where it has the rangers. Rangers interact with the exotic beauty, complex diplomacy with exotic beauties and hideous tax agents. On the stellar scale, has the rangers. Take up the mantle. Blast off in their starship. To engage in high speed space combat among the stars. During the personal scale, whenever the ranger dude, no one reads the race section, no matter the game. Humans, the one with psychic powers, the one good at fighting. Maybe the blue ones with big tits, that's all. Yeah, that's fine. I don't really care. I don't care if they read it. I don't feel like writing it, so I wrote it. See, that's the secret when I like writing. When I actually am doing something I enjoy, I kind of can just space out and just write. That's how you ended up with such a horrifying existence of Clanhead. Which we're going to be doing the video for Clanhead, by the way. To give you the idea of the absolute nightmare of Clanhead, here is the entire saga of Clanhead. Of how of all of the different groups, of all of the different people, how they all function, how they all work, and how they all want to work together. And then we actually go into a completely different side tangent because we have to talk about every single place on the every single place of the coasts and such. Of course, you do want to go to Khan, right? You know, good old Khan. You know, you can go to Garbon or Siofra. No, I would not recommend Siofra, of course. I would recommend. Yeah, we have the Northlands, of course, various different groups. If you want to be true cock and ball torture up here, that would be going for Waynenny, where you get to see all of these different groups, and all of them do hate one another. Yeah. It's great. Yeah. So, yeah, don't worry. When I hit the feel, it's good. Placeless. I'm reading all of that. Races? No. Nope. Don't worry. Let's be honest with ourselves. No one reads my games anyway. During the personal scale, whenever needed. Let's see. It's placed in a dramatic situation. They will need to. Let's see. We'll call it checks. Checks are easy. Let's see. During personal scale, whenever the ranger is placed in a dramatic situation, they may need to make a check. May need to make a check. The ranger will take a number of DH equal to their You know what? We can call them stats actually. Equal to their stat. Equal to their stat. Equal to their stat and roll. Attempting to beat a threshold set by the space master. Set by the space master. Set by the space master. Well, every time the ranger actually and every instance, every interval of the threshold beat, they will score a success. Most checks only require success to pass. Let's see. Most checks only require one success to pass. Quality of that check depends on how well they perform. Then we do insert. We want to do Why I can use Supreme. I've just realized I could use Supreme Commander. Later on, we need a 0-hour Halo Squadron game that's just Helldivers. See, this is the beautiful thing about why I'm doing this as well. You may be wondering, Notepad, why do you even care about writing all this lore? Is anytime I want to do a budget Helldivers game, hell yeah, we could literally just use this setting and being like, yeah, you're all playing Space Catman as you all descend, hot drop on a planet and start blasting. We can just use the setting for any space adventure that we feel like. That's the best part. That's the entire point of the Notepad unified space setting, which I need to give it I'll probably end up calling it like the Huntington Dynasty or the Second Twilight War or something. Just as here's what's going on, here's the situation. They will score. So let's see. We need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we need to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Tight numbers here. Difficulty. Mm. 16, yes. Biff worthy. Yeah, what's the difficulty? It's like Biff. Biff Huntington, the greatest hero of all time. The man who unified the galaxy by accident because he just wanted to have sex with with space babes. Yeah, that's my evocative lore. I decided to make space rants. And people wonder, being like, Notepad, why don't you like writing lores? Because I end up writing space rants over and over again. Mm. Well. There we go. This. This. Okay. What do you mean all this? Something I'd never think I could. Fuck yeah, an excuse for world building. See, that's the the big thing, Phil, is that what I can do is say, hey, I want to do this, and I can then build on the lore of the entire setting by virtue of just making a different game in it. Like, yeah, we just expand the lore, and then we expand the lore in context for every other game that uses the setting. It's all using the same thing. Therefore, we just keep building it on top of one another. Several of the tougher races, some of the less tough ones, with something to prove and climb into the fucking pods and fly down to the ground and do some hex-based skirmish warfare. So like Captain Kirk, but less ego. No, more ego. To give you an idea, he's based off Rance. Biff was originally literally named Rance, but I'm like, that's a little bit too on the nose. And Rance is a notorious sex pest. And I was like, yeah, this is a horrible human being that I could totally see being a space hero, because of course he would. Let's see, Biff worthy. So we want to then do, let's see, when pilots, stellar scale engagements will be covered later. Will be covered later in the, let's see, it's covered later in the Starlight Tango section. Chapter detailing the ins and outs of modern dogfights. Oh, stellar scale engage. Is it raining outside? That sounds very ominous. Let's see, ins and outs of modern dogfighting. However, personal scale can still occur while in a spacecraft. Let's see, can still occur in a let's see. Can still occur in a starship as the Rangers try and grippy. Get a grippy out of their cockpit. There we go. Yes. Get the grippy out of the cockpit. Because the Pyramid Space Macho has only 3 spets: Han Solo, Captain Kirk, and Zap Brannigan. It is effectively picture Zap Brannigan, but but even like more deadly serious. It's like, yeah, he's like, oh no, like he's he's an idiot. When you become Emperor of the Galaxy, not because of how great of a statesman you are, but because you accidentally slept with half the royal families of the galaxy, you're not looking at the wisest man in the world. Let's see, can we make this, we go 1, 2. No, there's this. So we may as well make it nice and simple. Keep it. Yeah, there we go. We do that. We can probably put in an image right here, but we would then need to do heading to, which we are going to affectionately refer to as Rangers are naturally drawn to life, a strange happenstance, even weirder circumstances. Often they will, often our brave rangers will find themselves in hazardous, situations and cryptic puzzles, needing a bit of gusto and winging it to survive. Rangers luck is a back and forth. Represents additional die added to a ranger's die pool, dice pool whenever they are whenever they are acting in character, or whenever they are ranger's dice pool whenever they are acting with the suitable actually I really want to do it. Would be bravado synonym. What would be a good way of winging it? Because I can't use Lux. Lux is going to be another mechanic. Because effectively this is going to be a stunt mechanic. I think adding a stunt mechanic would do better in this game than adding a advantage disadvantage system. It's like, yeah, are you acting as a complete dumbass because you're a ranger and you should be doing it? Actually, so if we are, let's get stunts in the There we go. Actually, we can call it antics. Ranger antics. Ranger antics. Actually, that seems. Actually, no. Ranger feats. Ha ha ha. Ranger feats are. Uncanny ability. By acting without thinking. By acting without thinking. Whenever the ranger is They may gain bonus die. They may gain bonus d8s to a personal scale roll. Let's see. They may gain bonus d8s to a personal scale roll. Let's see, they add these to their checks, they win any other die. So it's kind of the idea. So we want to do Ranger feats. It's kind of the idea of, hey, do you know, it's winging it. Because that is the way Rangers should be thinking. You should not be thinking smart, if that makes sense. You shouldn't be like, I want to think long term. No, you're a stupid mercenary doing stupid mercenary things for stupid mercenary reasons. You should be thinking, how do I get out of this wacky situation because I am Zap fucking Brannigan. Think like Zap. Don't think like Leela. I think that's the best way to think about this game. Don't think Leela, not Brannigan. Well, actually no, think Brannigan, not Leela. Leela says rational things. Brannigan does not. What was the exalted stunt chart? Let me see if I can remember the example stunt chart. Description, environment, planning, let's see, description, environment, using the environment, trying to plan something ahead a little bit. see. Ooh. Oh, put there. Congratulations. You need to be put to. There we go. We're going to do that. New types with connection to 6D space. With a connection to 6D space. A joke referring to the luck. A joke referred to as the luck dimension. Literally, players are built different. They're built wrong. They're built they're built stupid. Everyone is Zap. Get with the times, old man. There we go. Built incorrectly. Actually, Warrior has asked the winning shootouts basically taking time as fast as possible. Thinking too much, taking too long gets you killed. It's kind of the idea like, hey, do you integrate description into it? Yes. Did you integrate the environment into it? Yes. Did you plan ahead for this? Yeah. You planned ahead a little bit. You have the right tools for the job at the completely most inopportune wrong time. You were in a situation that you were going to die horribly in, but it's really funny. Therefore, you get something. You know, it's like, hey, you have all of this. You have a great you're using the environment, but something horrible is going on, and that's the joke. Let's see. So then we add in another one, which we are going to add in the idea of dumb luck. Luck is the ephemeral concept that permeates the Ranger's existence. Their new type connection, to the luck dimension. Dimension somehow manifests itself most prominently in their connection to the luck dimension somehow manifests itself most prominently in young hotshots and fools on the and fools with ambition, young hotshots and fools with ambition. At the start of their career. That would be a good word for ambition. Tap into this to add D8s. Add D8s to any of their roles, personal or stellar scale. However, as they advance and grow in skill, their luck will begin to peter out. This will luck will be replaced gradually by skill. Replaced gradually by skill. My skill die. Skill die, which will always be added to a roll, always added to a check, always added to a check. Yeah, let's see. At the start of the we'll call it episode. Gradually by skill die, which will always be added to a check that may have the but those old dogs know more tricks than they let on. There we go. Kind of the idea behind the luck system, the idea behind luck being a different thing from ranger feat than feats. Feats are your advantage and disadvantage. This is, hey, instead of having like you get +2 or you lose +2 or whatever, it is instead you get, hey, you're integrating fun description, you're using the environment, you're planning ahead, you're using all the right tools and all the things there, you're getting bonus die, because that's the entire point. However, this ranger feats don't really factor into combat at all. Luck does, though. You can always tap into your luck. That's the value. What do you mean, wrong screen? What do you mean, wrong screen? Why do you say these things? I'm worried. You say these worrying things. Oh. Were you not up? Oh, I hit 3 on accident. That's what happened. To give you an idea, I can hit 3 on my numpad and make the notepad go, reappear and go away. Yeah, no, it's because I was typing it here. That was the problem. I was typing it here. I was just like, yeah, I'll just type it here really fast. There's a reason I have the notepad up here. The notepad is what keeps us alive. So let's see. Where are we right now? Ranger feats, dumb luck. What are we missing? Nothing. I don't think we're missing anything. Okay. It is 11:30. Here's what we're going to do. We are going to do some planning ahead, because planning is important, everyone. So, here's what the plan is so far. This is the current state of affairs. First things first. 1. Lore. Generally speaking, we need to finish all races. That shouldn't take too long. I just need to sit down and do it. It just takes time. Then we have to do the 5 factions. There are 5 factions in the setting. Each of them are an extreme political ideology. All of them have an emperor that they want to put on the throne, and that's it. That's the thing. They're all giant meme ideologies. One of them is not even really a competitor. I just put them in there because I want to put in the Emperor Merrick's brothers who are legitimately just conjoined twins, because I thought it was funny. Like, we don't really want to be emperor, but we kind of have to. Shit. We need to do that. And then we need to do the... Rebirth of the Rangers. Capellans. Generally speaking, it's, hey, all the different races, the different factions, and the rebirth of the Rangers, because that's what we're going to be treating them, is that they're going to be Ranger units. Biff Huntington was a Ranger, and he was like, "Yo ho ho, I'm the Ranger." But now, since the militaries of the galaxy are kind of in disarray because no one's really needed to go to war for a while, we are now in a situation where the Rangers have kind of come back as very different things. I don't quite know how I want to do it. This is where our outer heavens are formed, but our legally distinct outer heavens. Because all a Ranger is just a free pilot. You're just a pilot without loyalty. You just take jobs, blast aliens, and have gratuitous relationships with others. So, 2. We're going to need to work on, we are probably going to have to do pilot creation. Actually, it's going to be Ranger creation. Which we're going to be doing the races. So a basic Ranger is going to be our stats. So we're going to have our very, very basic stats. We're only going to have 5. We're going to have a very basic rundown of skills. Skills are going to be, I'm thinking Raiden skills might be the best. Or I might make them incredibly basic skills. Like, you have like 5. You have 5 basic skills and you have 5 like pilot skills. And they're just the exact same. Or they're just slightly different. Like, not many things. The idea being that your luck is burning out to give you more skills, but you have to make a call of like, where do I want to put? The idea being, where do I want to put these limited skill points that you don't have that many of, but it's like, okay, you get like a +1 d8 here, you get a plus, bonus die here kind of thing. Part of me even wants to say, oof, keep it real nice and easy. Then we're going to do our, then we're going to do our race. Our species, I should say. Because you're going to choose your stats, then you're going to bump them up with your species. You're going to choose your skills. And then we're going to have to do our starting starship, which may be a later situation, but then when we get starships set up. Because I don't want characters to feel like Rangers. I want Rangers to feel important, but I don't want Rangers to like take up 9 years. Like, I don't want this game to be like 40,000 words or whatever. That's not what I'm really intending on. They aren't supposed to be too complicated. It's supposed to be, here's a pulpy, sci-fi man who does sci-fi man things. Probably, actually, no, we can do, then we're going to have our relationships. I have a couple ideas how I want to do relationships. Generally speaking, what I'm thinking about with relationships is they are going to be things that you can tap into to get bonuses, or they are going to be almost completely like very basic, like right-in relationships with everyone. And if you play to your relationship, like, yeah, no shit, you're gonna get dice because you're doing things that you give a shit about. You get bonuses. You're converting things. If we really want to be a little bit persnickety, and then write the novel based on it. I'll have you know, Spartan, that my great novel. I did legitimately think about turning my one novel into a tabletop game and just not even talking about it. It just is. Then we're after here. We are then going to move entirely into, most likely, we would move into spaceship combat. Actually, no. Actually, if we talk about starships right here, then we can move directly into adventures in space. This is going to be personal scale. I don't really think personal scale is going to take that long. Like, I'm thinking like it's going to be like 4 sections at most, and it's going to be like, go on adventures. Here's how you roll things. Here's what happens when you get shot, otherwise known as you'd start dying. Then we're going to do stellar combat into the garage. Actually, we would do stellar combat, personal skill, into stellar combat, into, I guess we would say advancement / paychecks, and then wing it. Like, wow, Notepad, this doesn't seem very sophisticated from you. When are these ever really sophisticated, to be frank? Generally speaking, if things go according to plan, what the goal would be is that Wednesday we're going to work on Ranger creation. We're going to sit down, we're going to do the entirety of Ranger creation. And then on Friday, we will finish personal scale and start on stellar combat. I want to get this done by next week. That is my goal. 2-week dev cycle. That is my usual thing. Will it? I don't know. We started a little bit late. But again, I don't really think this game is going to be very big. The problem child is going to be right here. Why do I say that's going to be a problem child? Because we're going to need to sit down and we're going to make ships one day. I'm going to open up a document and we are going to write in probably about 30 ships to buy and do things with. And it's just going to take time. And that time is going to be long. And then we're going to have to do equipment. And then we're going to have to, when equipment is done, we're going to have to do everything else. It's just going to be, welcome to the very long section where we talk about fucking like gear and equipment. That's all it's going to be. It's just going to take a long time. It's not going to be entertaining. It's not going to be fun. It is going to be me looking at a Google sheet and crying. Welcome to Excel development, everyone. Do you like data entry? Do I have a stream for you? Now, if you excuse me, I'm going to leave now because I need to write a script about Clanhead. And when I am finished with Clanhead, something. Also, for this weekend, I need to find a very particular thing. I have been hunting for this very particular thing. I've been told that I might get a review copy of this very particular thing. I do not know. It would be cool if I did, but if I didn't, I would also not think about it too hard. Because I am also a rampant shit poster. I am a problem, and because I am a problem, I am oh god, no, Spartan, don't do this to me. I'm an innocent man. All right, a little short today. Godspeed. Good luck. Love you all. Kissu kissu.